Ryan Ermanni. Sit back and let's talk some Detroit sports right now on The Bottom Line.
And here we go, Monday, May 16, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards, Bottom Line, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Are you serious with this weekend of sports that we've had?
I'm telling you.
This is just phenomenal. You were talking about the Game 7s. I'll let you steal that one. That's an amazing take. 7 of those things. It's just amazing, all week. But I feel like it started off great. Told you guys I was going down to the Tigers game Friday night. And I'm going to tell you like this, man. I don't want to disrespect anything that happened during COVID to any of the families, anybody that caught it, anybody that lost people before. But it just doesn't seem like it ever existed now. I went to the Guns N' Roses concert with you. People were still wearing masks. People were still nervous. Still was empty. You went down to the Tigers game, man. It was a party. It was a barn party, and it was just fun. Miggy was back. Miggy was hitting the home run. Spencer Torkelson comes up to him, hits a home run. I'm excited just to be outside.
I feel like we're living in two different worlds because if you paid attention to the news
Twilight
today,
Zone.
Ferndale School District,
they're
back in masks and stuff like that. And then, as you just mentioned, you go to the Tigers game and it's a free for all.
Just stay home.
It's just
call it.
There's just two different worlds we're living in. One where you're just kind of living your life, and the other where it is what it is. Tom Mazawey, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Good afternoon, man. I just shake my head at our world. I just do. It's just live, man. Don't. What are you worried about? Just live.
There you go. We are living right, because I woke up this morning. It was raining like mad out there, and I thought today was going to suck weather-wise. Gorgeous out there.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for those 85-degree days yet. I'm just not there. Can we stop going from winter to summer to winter to summer? Part of the great strengths of Michigan is the 4 seasons. It'd be nice to get a little bit of spring in the house here.
I agree. We talked about this on Friday. I'm not one for hot days. When I lived in Miami, which was pretty much my whole time in the NFL in the offseason, 2005 to 2014, I'm not one for the heat, man. I would work out 6 a.m. in the morning, get that out the way. I wasn't coming outside till it was time to go to dinner at 11, in Miami.
You didn't go to the beach and hang out?
No.
Wait a minute. Whoa. What time do you go to dinner?
11 p.m.
PM.
Yeah. That's Miami though, man. You don't go
It's normal.
That's 11. That's batting
What time's the
1,000
kitchen
for them.
open till?
Depends on how much money you got.
There you go.
Depends on how much money you got.
There
But no,
you go.
I don't like that heat. I don't like that 85, especially after it was just cold outside and all of a sudden you rush to 85. That was a little premature for me, so I'm happy that it's back to a spring-like day.
Do you know I've never been to Miami? I've been to Florida a million times in my life, but I've never been to Miami.
You're missing out.
I know it.
That's shocking.
It is kind of. I feel like everybody's been to Miami.
Yeah.
Never been to Miami.
You never been to South Beach?
Never been to South Beach.
Man, I got stories.
Yeah, never been to South. I've been to Tampa a million times. Been to Orlando a million times. Been to Naples and
that's family
Fort
stuff.
Myers. And
that's family.
Or old retired individual.
Yeah.
Take your wife.
Tampa's a great city.
It is.
Yeah.
I'd live there.
Ybor City.
I would live there.
What is it? Queensderry? I can't think of the name of it. But it's funny you mentioned the Tampa Bay Devils. Obviously, that's who the Tigers up against the next 3 games. But we figured out the Tigers recipe. Me, Fletch, or Maz just got to go to one of the games.
That's it.
I go Friday, Tigers win.
How about that?
Fletch goes Saturday, Tigers win. And then Maz goes Sunday, Tigers win.
How about that sweep of the Tigers over the weekend of the Orioles? They finished that 8-game homestand 4-4. I still think they're dead. I mean, they're just playing – to
Austin
next season.
Meadows is on the IL.
Yeah.
Victor is on the IL.
Mize ain't coming back anytime
Fayedo's
soon.
coming up now, and Daz Cameron's up. We'll see.
I
want to
see Cody Clemens.
Why not? Bring him up, man.
Seriously, why not? Why not?
Interesting thing with all these pitchers that they have that have been on the IL that haven't performed well, that they've buried down there in the double leagues. I mean the AAA and AA. You forget about all the starting pitchers that they have the possibility for moving forward with the pitchers that they have now. There's some pitchers down there you kind of forgot about, like Paella. It's gonna be interesting, man.
I'll tell you with the Tigers, man, the pitching has not been their problem.
Nah,
it hasn't. Even
consistent bats.
Even the sweep of the Orioles. I mean,
They had a shutout.
They broke out for 5 runs. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like they put up a snowman up there and scored 8 runs or 9 runs in a game. I mean,
they almost shut them out for the 3-game sweep.
3, 4, and 5. I mean, that's what their offensive output was. I believe
sounds about right.
You know, I mean, so it's not like they're.
So it should have been a 12-0 sweep of the 3 games. But they get the home run late. I think it was Trey Mancini who hit one out in the 9th last night to break the shutout up. Otherwise, it would shut him out all 3 games, that's rare.
So it's fun talking Tigers, guys, but I got to do I got to do this. I got to start with this weekend as a whole. 7 Game 7s over the course of Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday, there were 3 games in the NHL that were Game 7s. On Sunday, you had 2 in the NBA and 2 in the NHL. I can't think of a weekend, and maybe you can help me out, and I don't want to make some big statement. This is the greatest weekend of playoffs ever.
And then get crucified.
I just don't want to do that, but what I am trying to say is this was a special weekend on the calendar, and it just kind of happened this way where there were so many Game 7s I absolutely loved. From pretty much early afternoon until wee hours of the night, you had a Game 7 on where everybody is just putting and giving everything they had into every check, into everything. Well, unless you're the Phoenix Suns.
Oh my God!
I mean, you're just giving everything you have in these games to try to move on.
I stayed up to 1:30 last night.
Brilliant,
finishing that Flames game. I wasn't going to bed without finishing that game.
Yeah, it was amazing. You just and the thing about it is the energy, because you can feel, even through the TV, you can feel the crowd. You can feel what's on the line. You can feel that, hey, man, this is it. There is no tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, if you don't win. So watching that was just great. Watching the highlights was great. All the announcers, the analysts, everybody was into it. Even Barry Melrose woke up to talk a little bit of hockey. You know what I'm saying? He's getting up there in age.
They brought him up.
They woke him up a little bit. Woke him up.
Listen, man, the best part of watching the NHL playoffs to me, well, it's all great. But when they have the outside shots, and we have that court down at Little Caesars Arena, and those courts fill up with those people that aren't in the game.
Yeah.
And it's the most exciting. I cannot wait till we play great Pistons basketball in the playoffs and great Red Wing hockey in the playoffs, because we are going to fill, and we're going to name it. What the Bucks call theirs, the Deer.
I don't know what they call it, but I mean, you can call it whatever you want.
It'll come to the Flames and the Oilers and those people. Toronto.
Is our court big enough though? Ours doesn't seem like it's
big.
It is.
It's fairly good size, and you know what? Those camera angles, Bray.
They cheat.
I mean, they cheat. So it makes
the reason why those camera guys get paid.
Makes it look a lot bigger than it is, but you can't help but extrapolate what you see in the NBA and NHL playoffs, and you're like, okay, Pistons,
we're
Red
ready.
Wings, hello,
we're ready.
Here we go. Come on. We don't talk much hockey on this show.
Yeah,
it's just something we don't do a lot. But I cannot turn away from these NHL playoffs. They have been spectacular. And I think, whether it's the draw of Toronto, I don't know where they go from here because they're so freaking close.
Yeah.
And they want it so bad, they just can't get over the hump. I mean, Shanahan leading the charge there, Brendan Shanahan, or whether it's Edmonton with Kenny Holland leading the way
Connor McDavid
for that team. I was rooting for Ken Holland and the Edmonton Oilers.
I was rooting for Connor McDavid.
And then, of course, Calgary, they get it done last night against Dallas. A scoreless third period leads to overtime, and Calgary gets it done. So 2 of the 3 Canadian teams in the playoffs, they move on. Edmonton and Calgary, and Toronto comes home, heads home, stays home.
Another thing about NHL, I know we're NHL heavy to this afternoon at the top of the show, but how could you not be? Another thing is, I understand there have been great hockey shots forever, but these hockey shots have been ridiculous. The goals that have been scored, man, you see, like the Calgary shot, the one to win it, like he couldn't even see it. The angle that he was on was damn near impossible.
He just put it down there.
Legitimately, you look at this angle and you tell yourself with nobody on the heights, you're like, nah, not with a goalie right there. He nails the shot. You see the hacky sack shot that was made in the Penguins and Rangers game.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Like, Jesus, some of these goals that are being made, I'm just looking and you have just so much, like Connor McDavid, some of the stuff that he does.
He did 1-on-3.
Austin Matthews of the Toronto, I'm sorry that they're home. Jesus Christ, these guys are good.
I don't think there was a more entertaining series than the Pens and the Rangers. I mean, every game there was goals scored. I mean, 7, 8 goals a game, every game.
Because the goalies weren't very good.
And that's fine, but that leads to a much entertaining style of hockey.
I enjoyed
for
the
me.
Stars Flames best.
Yeah.
I love the colors. Remember I telling you?
I love the
that
colors
green
in that
against
one.
the red.
Yeah.
It was, by the way, Deer District in Milwaukee.
District.
The
There
Deer
you go.
District in Milwaukee.
It's funny you
all
say that.
great.
It's funny you say that, Maz, that you enjoyed the Colorado-Dallas game because such a dichotomy from a defensive, hard checking series to the one in New York where the Rangers and Pens are just flying up and down the ice against each other, scoring goals left and right.
Speaking of defense, now switching the subjects right now, talk about NBA just for 2 seconds. Talking about defense. Could this be a boring Eastern Conference Finals? You're talking about the Miami Heat were the best defensive team in the NBA for the first half of the season. And then you're talking about the Celtics, who are the best defensive team for the second half of the season and the playoffs. These two guys are going against each other. You look, what's the score is going to be? 82-79? Is this the Pistons in 2004 again?
I lived through the Knicks and Heat back in the 90s. All right, nothing beat that.
I lived through the Pistons and the Nets in the 2000s.
That's bad.
Where you're looking at.
By the way, I said Celtics Warriors.
You did.
That could be a good one.
You
Hey,
did.
guys, let's take a break and we'll talk about it next. We'll get to the NBA after talking a little NHL, plus some Lions talk as well. You are watching Woodward Sports Network on YouTube, the Ermanni and Edwards Show. But first, a message from Cintron.
That's right. Summer is almost here. Spring is back, and it is time for Cintron. Starting now in select locations. In fact, just shot a commercial there at Cintron. That stuff is amazing. And all the people are asking, Braylon, what's this? What's this? This is Cintron. They are here for the moments. They are here for the memories. Proud sponsors and partners with the Detroit Tigers as well as the Detroit Red Wings. So go down now, 2 for $4 on the energy drinks, cranberry being my favorite. Select Kroger's now. Remember, if you don't know anything about it, go to @CintronWorld.com. I'm telling you, you'll be here for the moments.
At Wingsnob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wingsnob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wingsnob. We just have better wings.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Woodward Sports Network, thanks so much for joining us on YouTube. If you are watching on Facebook or Twitter, we are going to end those feeds and move exclusively over to YouTube, Woodward Sports Network.
What are those teaser videos we got out there?
Stay tuned to your social media sites for clips of this show throughout the hours, days, weeks, whatever the case may be. And be sure to hit that like button on YouTube. Subscribe to Woodward Sports. 25,100 plus subscribers. Coming up on 30,000 followers on our Twitter feed, Woodward Sports Network as well.
Hey, catching up.
Absolutely. Guys, I want to talk some Game 7s in the NBA. And we're going to go backwards a little bit and start with that game last night, Phoenix and Dallas. I can't remember a team that was as lackluster. This wasn't a number 8 seed. This wasn't a number 7 seed. This is a number 4 seed. This is the number 1 seed in the Western
NBA.
Conference.
In the NBA.
In the entire
64
NBA.
wins.
64 wins, yeah.
At home, and you just lay an absolute egg. They scored 27 points in the first half. I'm not even sure how that's possible to be an NBA team and score 27 in the first half.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things, and we talked about it last week. Actually, last Tuesday I made the comment. I said, International basketball runs the NBA. I don't know when the next time you'll see an American MVP. Talking about that, Luka Doncic is amazing. Luka Doncic from the perimeter, Luka Doncic can put his back against the basket. There were times where he was posting up DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton is a 7-foot first overall pick, and he's posting him up like it's nothing. He makes shots, he gets people involved. But going on the opposite side, just talking about the Suns and how that happened, you got to come to some realizations in life. Sometimes you got to trust what you see. Your eyes work, right, for a reason. Some people's eyes. They work for a reason. Chris Paul, no matter whether it was in Houston, it was a hamstring injury. No matter if it was with the Clippers, Doc doesn't do well in the playoffs and big game moments. No matter where it's been, Chris Paul is falling short. Chris Paul is falling short every single time. He falls short. He's an amazing point guard, top 5 point guard all time by some people. Point God, even the nickname. But you got to, when you attach to that name, this is a guy you can't depend on in the playoffs. And I'm not putting it all on him because I'll get to the rest of the guys. You have to face the facts. 16 years of this. 16 years of this, okay? Now, with that being said, he's also older. He's also older. And what the Dallas Mavericks were able to do, they made him play on both sides of the court. They made him play offense. They made him play defense. Jalen Brunson backs him down in the basket, makes him play the physicality. It starts to wear on you. But what we're not talking about, the Pelicans taking them to Game 7 in round 1, see, they caused the Suns to be a lot more tired, a lot more exhausted than people thought. Everybody thought that was a quick, it's just the Pelicans.
Or they showed another team how to beat them.
Exactly. And you know how you beat them? You press CP on both sides of the court. So what you got to do is you got to start believing in your eyes. And this is what my eyes tell me. Devin Booker needs to be out of Phoenix. Can't have success because what he's turning into is Chris Paul Jr. When you put him in the big moments, doesn't deliver. When you put him in the playoffs, can't get it done. Yeah, everybody's good, 64 wins in the regular season, but nobody cares about the regular season anymore. Most of everybody's low managing during the regular season now. People aren't even watching until you get close to the playoffs, correct? So it doesn't matter if you win 64 and then you lose in the second round of the playoffs. This is happening over and over. Last year they made the finals, but they were up 2-0 in the finals last year. What happened? They lost 4 in a row, and they lose the NBA championship. DeAndre Ayton is number 1 pick overall, big guy, tall guy. It's like he's not out there. He's like Rudy Gobert Jr. Part 2, but even worse. He never shows up. First overall pick, he thought he showed some breakout semblances last year in the playoffs. Where did they go? So they don't have that third man like you see with the Bucks, who we'll get to. If you don't have 3 people that can ball, it's over. Or you have one of these European sensations, or I just say international basketball sensations. The Suns, they should be embarrassed with themselves or that product that they put out there on the floor because they're 64 wins and they had everybody healthy. And they just look like an abomination.
Listen, you could blame Chris Paul, but I blame the coaching on this one. And I like Monty Williams, and he's going to be coach of the year probably. And I know the tragedy he went through years ago. So I'm not saying fire Monty Williams. But you can't, in a million years, have a professional team scoring 27 points at home in a half.
I don't know how it happens.
Something has to... I don't give a damn if you put your last 5 guys on the court to change it up. That can't happen. That's coaching.
It's pretty simple. When something like that happens, your head coach and your best player are going to get blamed.
Yeah.
And conversely, when you win, your best player and your coach are going to get all the accolades. So I don't downplay what you're saying, because what I was going to say is I was going to go over to the other side and I was going to say, how about a hell of a job by Jason Kidd coaching that team, right? I mean, hell of a job by Jason Kidd coaching that team. This is a basketball team, the Dallas Mavericks, that were 18-18 nearly halfway through the season.
Yeah.
They went on from that point forward to win 34 of their final 46 games. This team has been winning, and they've been winning for an awful long time.
Like the Celtics. Hot late.
Both of those teams got hot around Christmas and they never really stopped. You just didn't talk about them because it started off so bad in the beginning phases of winning. You're like, and then you start to pay attention.
And you know what part of that is, though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right? That start for Dallas? Look at Doncic. He did not take care of his body.
Yeah.
He came in overweight. He came in winded. He couldn't run up and down the floor. His shots are short. And then as the season went on and he took care of his body, as an NBA season could do, and you get into game shape, you see what this guy can do now.
You also got to thank the scouting department as well as the coach for making that mid-season move, because and I'm going to bring up his name in a second, it reminds me of what happened with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs were absolutely abominable, and they were struggling early on. It actually is a mirror situation, to be honest. My man Matt hit the nails on the head. They're struggling. They're trying to get it going for 1 game, 2 game, 3 game, 4 game, 5 game. And then what happens? Who they go get, Maz?
Melvin Ingram.
They go 8 games in a row.
It.
They go 8 games in a row. Their defense shores up. They start playing different. They start putting their offense in easier situations and taking some of that load off of Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Same thing happened with Dallas. Mid-season move. Spencer Dinwiddie.
Oh, I
Spencer
love that
Dinwiddie.
kid. Hey, who did he used to play
He was
for?
injured with
Who
the Nets.
drafted him?
The Pistons.
Yes.
Pistons drafted a long list of things.
How about Chris Middleton and Spencer Dinwiddie?
That makes me
one
sick
has
to
a
my
championship
stomach.
and one might get one this year. But you bring him in mid-season. He was injured, got him healthy, and ever since he's been healthy, he's been rocking. Last night, 32 points off the bench.
He's a winner.
Just side note, for all the hate, and I don't, for lack of a better way to say it than hate, for all the grief, how about that?
Yeah.
That Joe Dumars took for his drafts.
Yeah.
How about Chris Middleton and Spencer Dinwiddie?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, 2 guys that he selected, 2 guys that are.
Pistons had 1 pick in that Dinwiddie pick.
Yeah.
It was a second-round pick, high. Oh, we'll take him. And every team he's gone to, they win.
Yep.
They win.
Yeah,
He's a player.
I had some thoughts about Joe Dumars during that period. I think everybody did, and I've talked to some people, inside sources, can't give their names out, but they kind of let me know what happened towards the end of the Pistons run and what they had to do. Told the man not to spend any money. Told the man that they were selling team. They told him a lot of things, a lot of very secretive things that Joe Dumars could not reveal to the public, could not reveal to the fans. And now you look back at it and you're like, I understand. I get it. So you won't catch any Joe Dumars slander from me.
No, never. And I thought it all went south, obviously, when they picked Darko. I mean, let's face it. That pick, that's on him.
True, but they won
and his staff.
Won a championship that year. They picked up Rasheed in offseason. Next year, you pick up Antonio McDyess. You get back to the finals, and it should have won that year.
Yeah.
Obviously, insert Big Shot Bob and Game 5 at the Palace.
But that's a pick that it ruined you.
In the long run,
It ruins you.
In the longer run, I agree.
Guys, before we get too far off.
They were too ahead of the European curve.
They were.
Before we get too far off on the Phoenix Suns, I want to play for you what Patrick Beverley said this morning on ESPN about.
By the way, did he get hired yet by ESPN?
He's got opinions, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
aggressive opinions.
He's got aggressive opinions, and not only that, you'll remember when they beat the Clippers in the play-in. He was, I mean, at the podium. He was, yapping his gums and all that stuff. But
I understand why too. I'll come to that when you finish.
Here's what Pat Beverley had to say earlier this morning about CP3.
Hire this man.
True, he's not lying about that.
CP can't guard nobody, man. Everybody in the NBA know that. Everybody know that.
Anybody.
What we call a cone. You know what you do with cones? Like when in the summertime, you got a cone. You make a move. What does the cone do?
Stay still.
Exactly. He's a cone. Stop playing, man. Everybody knows that. Everyone knows that. It's just y'all don't want to accept it because.
That's pretty. Look, it might be true, but seems fairly disrespectful of a great player in the league.
Yeah, and this is what you have. And he's new to the game, and obviously if he's going to do this full time, he's got to understand that even if you're biasly don't like somebody and you hate somebody, they have a heated rivalry. Like him and Chris Paul, like they got one of those type of rivalries where if you see him outside the court in the offseason, they might go to blows because as we see in Chris Paul, ain't scared of nobody. But a lot of what he says is true. Like Chris Paul, because he's such an aggressive defender. Now, I'm not saying good defender, although he is 10-time all-defensive team. He's so aggressive, a lot of times he gets shook and he gets pulled on the ground. Like how many times have you seen highlights of Steph Curry dropping him on like where he stands? Like bad plays, and other point guards have done it as well. I won't go so far as to say cone, but he's getting up there in age. And guys are starting to make moves on him. Guys are starting to blow past him, and you see in this series, he doesn't have it all for 7 games. If you can't get it done in 4 games or 5 games, he starts to get exhausted. But Patrick Beverley is very interesting. He's very aggressive as an analyst.
Patrick Beverley also said this guy, CP3, should have fouled out in Game 6, should have fouled out in Game 7.
Yeah.
But the referees, they said if I did what he did in Game 6, I would have had a technical,
flagrant one.
They would have threw me out. And him, the other guy gets the foul. They let him get away with murder. So there you go.
But what I would say to that is that's earned. Like, and I understand that it's not fair, but it's never ever gonna be fair. He's put his time in. He's been NBA president of the Players Association for I don't know how long. 17 years in the NBA. He's made 15 or 12 All-Star games. Like, he's taken different teams to the championship. He's LeBron's friend. He's LeBron's boy. You know, they protect LeBron. So I think it's one of those things where certain people get calls, but it's when you get in that system. It's when you become a vested player. It's when you become an all-star. His nickname is Point Guard, and that's given to him by the NBA. Go ahead.
Which 2 points about that? Number one, it begets resentment from other players like Patrick Beverley for him to speak out like that. That's one. And number two, equate it to a pitcher. Justin Verlander is going to get the corners.
Yep.
Casey Mize may not.
That's real. That's real.
You know.
By the way, JV started out yesterday 4 no-hit innings into the 5th inning again. He won another game yesterday, by the way, and looked awesome.
It's incredible. Scherzer's unbelievable as well.
He says
we don't need them.
We're talking about former Detroit players now. The interesting thing that he said too, and we'll get into it with the Bucks, is he talked about how they're struggling right now, how they don't have the length on the bench. They don't have tall guys anymore. They don't have guys playing defense. You look at moves they made in the offseason, and this is where you got to fault the front office. And you even saw it yesterday. For the Bucks. My apologies. I switched to the Bucks. You saw Giannis looking around in Game 7. You saw Giannis looking around in Game 6, just looking around the bench and just shaking his head, thinking to himself, what the hell has the front office done for me? What is the hell is the front office put in front of me? There's nobody out here that won it. You know who they didn't bring back last year? When you win a championship, you really have to assess your team. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. We won. What do we need to keep the ingredients of a championship team, right? Best defender on the team last year. Now, I don't like his offensive game because he don't have one. Is P.J. Tucker. P.J. Tucker was huge for them in the playoffs last year. He was huge for them in the season. He's the tall guy, big guy, rangy. He literally was on Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant still ball, but he makes it harder. They don't pay him. 2 years, $15 million is all they had to pay him. They don't bring him back. They get cool and think, oh, we got enough with Giannis and Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. What happens? You got to have
Middleton got hurt.
I was going to get there. Let's put a pin in this because I want to continue on with it next. I do think that was a big factor. We'll get Bray's take on it next. Absolutely.
Two things can be true.
Absolutely. We'll get to that next. Bucks and Pistons tomorrow night. Big night for them. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. Boy, they keep you safe, give you peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the road. They're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what is important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. That's right. Fish, what is it? 1-800?
Stay out.
Stay out right now. Get out. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. We'll be right back. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network. This is the bottom line.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Having fun with these NBA and NHL playoff weekend. One of the great weekends in sports in a long, long time that I can remember. 7 Game 7s. There were 3 NHL Game 7s on Saturday, 4 Game 7s, 2 in the NBA, 2 in the NHL on Sunday. Hitting on the defending world champion Bucks now.
I don't even know what I'm going to do tonight because there's no playoffs.
Watch
tonight.
Ozark.
Well, I'm done. I got Better Call Saul tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
This feels very similar to when the World Series is over. Me and Maz didn't have anything to do.
We got baseball, man. We got Rays and Tigers. We're good.
But what I will say is it's fun, and it was a fun weekend until you know, when it's over and then it's allowing you to think about what's really going on. You have all this fun watching Calgary Flames winning. You watching the Rangers winning in OT when they were down. Series should have been
every
over.
game, first time in history.
So every game for them. It goes on to where you're watching this, and then you're watching basketball. Even though it was blowouts, you're still excited to see the next round, etc. Then you realize, damn,
we're far.
The Detroit Pistons might have the first pick in the draft on Tuesday. Jeff Blasher, the coach of Red Wings, just gets fired, and then we're celebrating the Detroit Tigers beating the second worst team in baseball.
Who's celebrating? Not me.
I was.
Yeah.
Well, I was celebrating the energy,
but you're right, man, because we are.
You come back down to earth.
How far away are we? When you're watching these,
are the
teams,
Lions the closest team to a championship? Seriously, I'm.
Right.
Maybe we could go there in a minute.
They could be.
Maybe we could go there in a minute.
That is nuts.
But
they could be. It ain't the Tigers.
If you look, even if the Pistons get lucky,
I got to go Wings still.
Let me tell you though, they got no coach. They got 2.5 players on their team that really will be here when the Red Wings are competing for championships, and we believe the Red Wings will be competing for championships one day.
We pray.
Maybe it's based on nothing other than the fact that Steve Yzerman is in charge. Who is going to be on this team? Lucas Raymond, Mo Sider, maybe Tyler Bertuzzi, maybe Dylan Larkin, who would be like a fourth-line center. No offense to Dylan Larkin, but let's call it what it is.
You got a Delkovic. Come on now.
Michigan guy.
The goaltender.
We got Ned. We got an up-and-coming goaltender that's kicking ass.
Excuse me. That's like 3.5 players. So
yeah, you're right. I mean, every year they're talking about, is Dylan even going to stay on the team? So you're right about that.
We got DMAC.
The Lions may be closer to a championship than any of the other pro teams in this town.
Wow.
And I'm not sure that's an overstatement. I'm not saying that for effect. I'm just laying out some facts for you.
I don't even know, man. How do we even put the Lions as the closest when they don't have, at least we don't think they have, the quarterback that they need?
Oh, no. I was going to say, they have the regime intact.
Yeah.
You're building the foundation. You pick up the quarterback in 2 years.
Okay.
Here you go. Last 6 weeks of the season, you can point to Jared Goff's 11-2 touchdown to interception ratio.
Okay.
You're going to get an offensive line back that's healthy. You're gonna you added what we believe is the best defensive player in the draft and the best offensive player in the draft.
I want to believe. I do.
And maybe that's part of it as well.
I want to believe.
Want to believe.
I want to believe. But I look at the Pistons, and they are very far away from competing with these Final Four teams.
With this.
And then I look at the Red Wings, and they are very far away from competing with these teams that are in the Final 8 right now. Then you got the Tigers. They speak for themselves.
They stink.
They stink. And I don't see anything coming up the pike for them.
The crazy thing about it is, even as you're trying to think about it right now, you're trying to have this conversation with yourself. Like, damn, is Ryan bringing up a good point? All right, well, maybe it is the Lions. Even with that, I feel like what we're doing with the Lions is exactly what we did with the Tigers this offseason. What we're doing with the Lions is we're pointing to what happened in December. We're pointing to the draft. Mm-hmm. And this is what happened with the Tigers last year. We pointed to May through May to September. You point to how well they played in the last, like I guess you say the last 70% of the season. We pointed to that. You pointed to Tucker Barnhart. We pointed to Rodriguez. We pointed to Javi Baez.
X, Y, and Z.
We pointed to all that stuff because it did make sense. And then when the season starts, you know what you realize? This is still Detroit. It seemed like it doesn't matter. It's still Detroit. You're pointing to the Red Wings, picking up Mo Sider, having Stevie White come in, bringing in Lucas Raymond. Talk about how good they started. Oh, man, it makes sense on paper. And then you have the rest of the season that happened, and they're terrible, and they finish bad. It's the Detroit Red Wings. It's the Detroit Tigers. It's the Detroit Lions. It's the Detroit Pistons. Something about that first word.
At the same time, Braylon, they could be the closest Detroit team to a championship and nowhere near an actual championship.
Both things are true.
I think that's the caveat to this entire conversation.
Because they're not a Super Bowl, even sniffing the Super Bowl. Just look at the AFC West alone.
Because I think one thing, and Ryan, it was a good comparison initially, is people, they're like, oh, look at Cincinnati. Well, look what Cincinnati did. It's possible. And Ryan brought up, was like, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He said all that happy stuff about being Cincinnati worst to first and blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, Joe Burrow. Because if you look at what they had in place in Cincinnati, they had a lot of pieces. Now, football has a lot more players, so, you can have more pieces. But they had things in place to make that random year. They had the quarterback coming off injury. The wide receiver core, you added Jamar Chase, but you still had 2-3 other wide receivers on that team. T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, that were amazing. Running back, you had Joe Mixon. Like, you had a lot in place in Cincinnati, and you had the quarterback. In Detroit, it's like, yeah, well, you know, we got Panay Sewell. He's pretty good.
Yeah,
like, so
we got a good O-line.
No, we have a good O-line, but Joe Burrow.
Yes.
And Jamar Chase. I mean, we've seen with these rookie wide receivers.
Well, we might have that one.
Absolutely. And
we
could talk about that. Guys, I want to clean up some of the conversation. We'll get to the lines in the next segment.
I didn't mean to get you sidetracked.
No, that's okay. I thought it was a good sidetrack. I did want to say this about the Bucks and Giannis, who I don't know if you heard him after the game yesterday, but
he said, my mind's heavy, my body's heavy. Everything's heavy. I'm tired.
But he talked about, I'm not sure we lost anything. We gained this hunger feeling, and we're going to be back. The guy's just a consummate pro. I just love everything about him. I love everything about him. But I do think they win that series if Chris Middleton is healthy. P.J. Tucker aside, I do think P.J. Tucker was a huge loss, and P.J. Tucker is also a big reason why the Phoenix Suns were the #1 overall seed in the NBA this year, because he went Miami. Damn it, that's right.
No, but you're right, though.
I think he was in Phoenix, and then
they're the #1 seed.
But now Miami is wherever PJ Tucker goes. It seems like he's playing his role.
You're 100% right about Chris Middleton, who's a former Piston. You're 100% right about him. Chris Middleton is the second best player on that team, and when they play together, it allows them to play the half court offense is a lot better. The middle range jumping is a lot better, and then Giannis stays in his lane, which is being able to create. He slash. He can play in the post. He can do multiple things. But with Drew Holiday not playing well, and then Chris Middleton, he was trying to play point guard. He was trying to make threes. He was trying to shoot shots to Chris Middleton. Usually shoots. He wasn't making them. He was off, and then he was exhausted. But the P.J. Tucker aspect of it is the aggression. Hey, last year when you watched the Bucks throughout the whole playoffs, he adds that aggression, that physicality, that nastiness, that grittiness. You got to have some players like that on your team. Patrick Beverley, you just talked about him. He's a nasty, physical, aggressive, gritty guy. He can do the dirty work. He can do that type of dirty work. And then when you look at them not having that, they don't have that. That's what P.J. Tucker is now doing down there in Miami. Also pairing him with Jimmy Butler. You know Jimmy Butler don't care. He's ready to go after everybody. He's physical. He loves to play the basketball both ends of the court. You gotta have you a guy like that, just nasty, does the dirty work. Look at a championship team. I can point to a nasty, dirty player.
Guys, I want to get to the NFL next. Lions rookies were in Allen Park for their first weekend. Dan Campbell spoke to the media, had some really good sound bites that we'll play for you. And Maz has a new favorite Detroit Lion. He is a rookie, and his name is not Aiden Hutchinson. We'll get to that next. But first, a message from Gypsy Vodka.
Springtime is here. Summertime will be soon to follow, and this is going to be the summer of Gypsy. Mark my words, especially here in Michigan with Michigan's own gluten-free vodka. The stuff is pure and simple. And also now, bless you over there, also now, Moscow Mule in the can. Talking about they make things convenient for you to have a good time. Go down to your liquor store, ask for it by name, Gypsy Vodka. And remember, if you're going to drink responsibly at all times.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
You asked me how I'm feeling my first NFL package. How I'm feeling.
Feeling good. Hi, I'm Antoine Rendell. My first practice was 20 years ago. Right about this time. I enjoyed it, just like I enjoy coaching.
Feeling great.
Blessed. Real good.
Oh, how you feeling? Great. You straight, bro. It was light and highly favored. Oh God, we blessed. It was light. It was light.
I feel good. You see this all on my face, right?
In that video, courtesy of DetroitLions.com, the rookies having some fun on camera, talking about their first initial feelings about rookie camp for the Detroit Lions in the NFL. I will say this. There's something about this video that strikes me. And all of these guys, they want to be in front of the camera, which tells me, Braylon, look out when Hard Knocks is here.
Yeah.
All these guys are going to be vying for that camera time.
It's funny you say that. Like, the interesting thing is, now that I look back, I had no thought of this until just now. When we did Hard Knocks in New York, we're an older team. Like, I mean, I wasn't necessarily old. I think I was in year 05, 10. So I'm in year 6. But if I start naming names, Sean Ellis, Big Cat. Sean Ellis is like year 15 at that point. Jason Taylor was in like year 12. LaDainian was in year 14. A lot of our guys were older, more mature. They didn't necessarily care about the camera, but they were just such, like great talents that you want to be there. Our team with the Lions is young. It's a bunch of young guys that are growing up in this era. What is this era? The social media era. Being on point, doing videos, having that energy, wanting to see the camera, wanting to show your personality. That's the era we live in, and we have a very young team. Hard Knocks is going to be fun, and I'm going to just go out on a Ryan limb. I think this might be the best Hard Knocks ever.
And at what point did Hard Knocks turn from being a nuisance for NFL teams to really being welcomed, I think, by many players for sure, because it kind of highlights who they are and their stories. And the more visible you are, the more marketable you are on every level.
Yeah, and I think I don't think it ever was a nuisance from this standpoint. It's HBO. Like, everybody watched HBO. Like, I think with us as players in any sport, you attach ESPN, you attach Fox, you attach ABC to sports. So, like, anytime it's anything for them, yeah, you want to do it, but you're like, man, I just got out of practice, or I got this, or dang, that's an off day. But when you're HBO's not sports. Like, when you think of HBO, you think of movies, you think about movies, you think about Hollywood, you think about big time, you think about box office, you think about Sopranos, you think about things that are going to be forever. And I think when I was on Hard Knocks, I had nothing to do with, I'm tired, anything they asked me to do. You said, what time I need to be there? What's going on? Yeah, come on, let's do it. Here's my number. Let's exchange information. Because it's HBO, it's box office. Right. Home box office? Yeah, home box office.
I'm going to give you the star of Hard Knocks. It's 5'9" Khalil Pimpleton.
The backflip
from CMU. No, that was
that was Joseph. That's Kirby Joseph.
He's going to be good. This kid, Khalil Pimpleton, he's the little guy, 5'9". You see him with that laugh, and he has got an electric personality. And I could see him. He could be like a little, but I'm going way back. But Terry Metcalf.
Nice. Yeah.
Going back, Mel Gray. These little guys that get lost on a punt return and kickoff return. I know Lions got a couple of good guys like that. Watch out for this kid.
God, the Eagles have a player like that. I forget his name. Little guy.
Sproles.
Who?
Darren Sproles.
Darren Sproles.
Yeah,
Darren Sproles is my draft class.
Really?
So it's so funny that you bring up Darren Sproles. Is going into my senior year, I made the Playboy All-American. He was there because he had that tremendous year at Kansas State. When they actually beat, I think who they beat? They beat Colorado. It was a huge game. But anyway, when I saw him in person at the Playboy All-American, I was like, this can't be right. Like, he can't be this height. He can't be this height. Because you watch his tape, you watch his film, and he's just so much taller. His presence is so much bigger, but he is every bit about 5'5".
Dan Campbell spoke to the media this weekend as well, and one of the questions to him was about the schedule. Every single game on the Lions schedule outside of Thanksgiving, which is 12:30, and outside of the Week 18 game, that is still yet to be decided whether that's the Saturday or Sunday game they're going to play. They play at 1 o'clock. What gives? Yeah. Here's Dan Campbell's thoughts on that.
That's awesome. 1 o'clock games. It's awesome. 1 o'clock. You knock them out, you go home, you get ready for the next opponent. You're not waiting all day in the hotel, all night, and then you go up. Now you're on a short week, it feels like. So I got no problem, And by the way, you can get flex 5 to 15. So.
See, I actually agree with Dan Campbell. Two things about that. One, when you play those Thursday games, or you play those Monday night games, like, he is absolutely right. Sitting in that hotel on Monday night is one of the worst feelings ever. You're just waiting. Like you're waiting. The week is over. Like hell, the teams that played on Sunday, they've already had practice. They've already assessed their mistakes for Monday. You're sitting there. You're waiting. You're waiting. You're waiting. Thursday gets weird because you get Friday. You practice Friday, quick light practice. Saturday's off. Sunday is off. Monday is off. You come to like it's a weird schedule. You get out of rhythm. So I understand what he said, and I agree with him. Especially another part of that is they're not good yet. So the other part of that is cool. Let me come up with this because it is true. Your rhythm gets thrown off. Scheduling is annoying. Trust me. Everybody thinks Monday night is this amazing thing. It is when it's over. But also, you're not ready to be on prime time, and that's another thing that he's thinking about behind closed doors.
Just a quickie on Dan Campbell. I'd love to play for this guy.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, I'd be proud if he was my head coach. I just think you look at guys. I'm just going to bring up great coaches. Sean Payton, great coach, but he don't have that aura of
He
this.
got that aura like stay away from me.
Yeah, Dan
like,
Campbell,
man. Don't ask him to take a picture.
I dig this. I love Dan Campbell. I think he's going to work out great.
How do you not?
I don't know. How do you not?
Goosebumps. He had a pretty good soundbite over the weekend as well. He likes the guys that they have. He doesn't have any floaters. Here he is.
We were talking last night. We are trying to avoid floaters. We don't want to draft floaters. And a floater is a guy who gets here and he's just happy to be here and he's just kind of there he goes. He's in the open ocean. Just this is great, And like we want guys that are highly competitive and they love ball. And yeah, I mean they're not going to be perfect. They might not always say the right things, but they mean well. But they love ball. And they'll do anything for it and do anything for their teammates. So, and so in that regard, Eric, I'm elated with the guys that we have.
Who's better than Dan Campbell right now?
Nobody.
I mean, seriously, this is Dan Campbell's season, right? The off season, right? With all these sound bites. Silly question, Brett. Go ahead. First of all, I know you're chomping at the bit here, and then I want to ask you a question.
Chomping at the bit. No, I was actually just going to piggyback what Matt said and add another caveat to it. Shout out to D-Mac. Everybody likes the guy that just one of the guys. Like everybody
He's a real
likes
guy.
Everybody likes the guy that just feels approachable, feels like a real guy, a guy you can get a drink with. That's the term we use to use. Hey, he looks like a guy I go get a drink with.
I think that's why people like me.
This is true.
I'm not the most talented guy in the world.
You're
I'm not the most polished anchor in the world.
Not at all.
But I think I'm just me. And I think people like that. I don't know.
No, you do. You do, because every time I
like you.
I know you do.
Every time I see people in person, they don't say jack bleep about me. They ask me two things. One, they say, where's Maz? I like Maz. Like, Maz is my favorite on the show. And then two, is Ryan as nice and fluffy as he just feels through the TV?
He is.
That's the two questions I get. One about you and then one about, is he really that nice in person? The two questions I get.
That's awesome.
great,
I mean, I think it's funny, but where was it here on the
I
YouTube
get the same
chat?
one about you. So how come you don't look like Braylon?
It was
God, as good as
I
him.
got to try to find this because I want to give this person credit for it on the YouTube chat. I want to give this person credit for it. I got to try to find
Dan's
this.
just he's a former player, and he plays that position, you know what I'm saying, tight end, on the line, just one of the
He's a
guys
beast.
doing dip and hanging out. Like, he's down to earth, but also he's one of them competitive guys. They don't like to lose, and so all that losing earlier, and it's funny that we talked about him crying and being emotional just because they don't like to lose. Like, them guys just don't accept losing.
Let me ask you this question, and we're going to go to a break. We're going to come back and hear more from the Lions, but Bradley Guthrie on the YouTube chat made the statement that Dan Campbell fired in another year. Okay, and that's fine. That's fine. I want to ask you guys, what is more likely? The Lions win a playoff game within the next 2 years, or Dan Campbell is fired within the next 2 years? On the YouTube chat, let us know if you guys have a thought on that, which I'm sure you do.
Can they go 3 years?
No, 2 years. In two, so after the 2023 season, more likely that Dan Campbell is fired, or more likely that Dan Campbell has won a playoff game? Let me know what you guys think. We'll read some of your thoughts on YouTube as well. But first, a message from MyBookie.
Oh, man, I hope you guys used MyBookie this weekend. I did. I hit a couple of parlays. Lost yesterday, though. But I lost on that second game. I actually had the Suns given 5.5 in that game. Had the Celtics. But if you're a first-time gambler and you are on MyBookie.com, MyBookie.ag, and you use the promo code Woodward, you're getting free money because they're doubling your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. You got a full slate of Major League Baseball games tonight and then back to the playoffs tomorrow. So get on it, MyBookie, and use the promo code Woodward. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please use the Michigan Problem Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Hey gang, want to tell you about Wingsnob, fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken. Wingsnob has the best traditional wings. Try out those signature sauces, Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. Wings tossed to perfection in any sauce you pick. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. Order online. Look for a location near you. Wingsnob.com. Wingsnob.com. We just have better wings.
It was a couple options. One reason was Calvin Johnson had 81. They seen 81. I wanted to flip it. And then Randy Moss had 18 one time. That's my favorite receiver, so, you know.
You were one at Alabama?
Yeah, one.
One available here or no?
Nah, you know, Jeff Okudah, my bro, got it.
No plans to negotiate for that?
Thing is, we already tried to, so, yeah, that's over with. I like it, though. How y'all think it look?
That's good.
Has
you ever been 18 at any level?
Nah, I never been nothing besides 1 or 3.
So this is now Maz's favorite Detroit Lion, Jameson Williams.
I love a guy that smiles.
I know. There's nothing better than when you see a guy having fun.
You got me trying to hide my smile.
Seriously, there's nothing better than when you see a guy having fun. Jameson Williams looks like a guy who's having fun right now, says he's going to wear number 18 because it's a reverse of 81 of Calvin Johnson, and Randy Moss once wore 18 with the Raiders.
Yeah, 100%.
So he's going to be wearing number 18. Jeff Okudah will wear number 1, and there was no negotiation. They tried, but Okudah wasn't giving it up.
He just changed numbers.
Yeah,
so
we
can't
hope,
blame him.
We hope to get Jeff Okudah on with us
For sure.
In the next couple of weeks.
You can't do it from a marketing standpoint.
Guys, I want to stick with this Lions question, and I want to thank Bradley Guthrie on the YouTube chat. We certainly appreciate everybody on YouTube. Bradley Guthrie made the comment on the YouTube chat, Dan Campbell's going to be fired in 2 years. And so it gave me a thought. After the 2023 season, is it more likely that Dan Campbell has won a playoff game, or more likely that Dan Campbell has been fired? And I might be crazy. I've been called a sicko. I've been called every name in the book. I'm a lifelong Lions fan. I think it is more likely that Dan Campbell wins a playoff game by the end of the 2023 season. That would be 2 seasons from now, then gets fired. Fight me.
I won't fight you. I'll agree with you. And this is why I will agree with you. I won't necessarily agree from the standpoint of they're going to be loaded at that time, or the process will have taken, and then it'll be that time. I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to go the route of this. I believe Sheila Hamp believes in Dan Campbell. I see the elation that she had when they won that playoff game. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. When they won that first game, that's a long ways away from a playoff game. But you just see it seems like they're a team and they're doing it together. Now, she's now in control. She's now working with them. You're seeing her a little bit more. Dan Campbell's just a guy that wants to be just a guy and a damn good coach. I think a little mix of everything, but I don't think she will let him go. Like, even if it doesn't go up to snuff in the next 2 years, I don't think she will let him go because she believes in him. I think she'll remember the beginning. And, you know, sometimes it takes patience. Sometimes it takes patience to put something together, especially something that hasn't been together in a very long time. I think you'll see the win before him getting fired.
She dropped the Ford moniker out of her name for a reason.
And that wasn't on accident.
No, for a reason. This is a new era.
I'm not them.
No.
I'm not them. This is me, and this is us.
I totally agree with you. And going forward, Ryan, I wish you gave me 3 years to win a
No.
playoff game?
This is the NFL.
I understand.
This is the NFL.
How about
Tom.
making the playoffs
No,
in 2 years?
winning a playoff game.
That's tough, man.
But listen,
because the team hasn't won a playoff game in 30-plus years.
But listen to me. Aaron Rodgers is at the end.
Yeah, he's got time yet, man.
I don't know. Aaron Rodgers is at the end. I think the Packers, I think they're towards the end. I am not a fan of Minnesota. I don't like Kirk Cousins, and I think Chicago is a mess themselves.
But that is different than. That's not what you asked. You
Correct.
said you're talking
Winning a
about him
playoff
winning
game.
a playoff.
Yeah.
Getting there, I agree with you on that. But you still got to beat the Tampa Bays of the world. You got to beat the Rams
I'm not
of the
saying a
world.
division championship is out of the realm of possibilities within the next 2 years.
I'm
That's where I am.
I'm going to say he's not getting fired. He'll have them competing in 2 years. They'll make a playoff in 2023. Will they win? That's nothing. I
But
can't
then what's
say that.
different? What's different?
Because you made a playoffs,
But
and you're on the up.
Jim Caldwell has made a playoff.
Okay.
Bobby Ross has made a playoff.
Well, we can't go backwards
Jim
then.
Schwartz has made a playoff.
We can't go backwards, Ryan. You're asking me about now.
I know, but I'm just saying because there's got to be something that feels different. You need to win a division championship. You need a home playoff game, or you need to win a playoff game for this to actually be different.
If they make a playoff and they lose, you want to fire him?
No, but it would feel very similar.
No, it wouldn't.
It
Because
might.
we're on the up. Now.
Okay, so then would you say if they lost in 23, they would win a playoff game in 24?
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just over here
Depends
thinking,
on the quarterback.
I'm just over here thinking about it. I'm breaking it down. Like, in football it's different. It's one game. So I'm trying to I'm trying to put that together. I think they win a game. I think they will win the game, but I think I like Ryan's winning a game versus just making the playoffs because they've done that before. They've done that a couple of times. You got to win a game. So winning the game actually takes that step. Winning a game shows that it's working, shows that the processes work, shows that the foundation that was built worked. It shows that whoever the hell the quarterback at the time worked. It shows that everything is working, trending arrow going upward with a win. Just getting there and losing, you're like, you got here. Because that's how people are. This is a brutal world. We live in, close only a hand grenades and horseshoes.
They could win a playoff game. I'm just saying if you're competing for playoffs in 2 years, that's good.
But again, I go back to
this is a team that's the bottom of the barrel, man.
I understand, and I understand the quarterback situation is what it was in Cincinnati, but you're talking about the worst team in the league in 2 years making it to the Super Bowl.
With Joe Burrow.
I understand.
We don't have Joe Burrow.
I understand.
No, I don't think you do.
But you're building your team differently, or at least that's what we are told, right? You're building the entire team so that Jared Goff is insulated and has everything to his liking. His run game, his offensive line, his defense, his everything.
He's still going to fumble. His hands didn't grow.
Then you know what? Then I'll tell you this much. If Jared Goff is going to cost this team games because he fumbles or he turns the ball over, then this regime should lose their jobs because they did not see this coming. They did a poor job at the quarterback position, and they believed and put all their chips in on Jared Goff. For that alone, to me, that's a fireable offense.
Kind of like the Suns putting all their money in Chris Paul.
And they didn't pick up one damn quarterback in this draft. Not one quarterback that we could even look at and say, hey, you know why they didn't do it?
And try to
develop.
do
it because they don't want us saying, put in the backup quarterback, because that's what the Lion fans will be yelling in week 4.
It's funny you say that. Like, I know you're being funny.
I'm not.
With that comment, and if you're not, then that's even better. He's 100% right. I've seen this happen. When I was with the Cleveland Browns, Trent Dilfer was our starting quarterback in 2005. Like, go figure. Trent Dilfer, starting quarterback, threw me my first touchdown, very thankful, and all that good stuff.
Dilfer's dimes.
Stop it. Every game, every bad throw, every miss, every 3 and out, they're booing the hell out of Dilfer. Dilfer gets hurt. And this is when I started to understand about the fan. Like as a rookie, this is when because in Michigan we have good fans. So I never heard a boo plus we were winning. I never heard boos. So this is when I started understanding the fan. They booed him all those times. Finally, drafted Charlie Fry. Same draft as me. They draft Charlie Fry in the 3rd round. Charlie. Dilfer gets hurt. They're cheering for Dilfer that he gets hurt. They bring in Charlie. I know it was a mix. but half those people were cheering for Dilfer getting hurt. Charlie comes in, runs the first down. I think he picks up like 12. By the end of that game, they were booing Charlie Fry too. They were booing his ass too. But to your point, since they drafted a guy, a lot of times these people don't watch. They don't know who Charlie Fry is from the Akron Zips. They just know that he was drafted in this round, which means he represents change. They cheered to get him in, or they booed to get him in. They bought his ass in, and they booed him too. And then Charlie Fry gets hurt. They clap for him. They bring in Derek Anderson, and then we go to a Pro Bowl. But that's a hell of a point. They didn't draft the quarterback because as soon as you draft one, the clock's ticking.
I mean, they didn't even sign an undrafted free agent.
Clock's
yeah,
ticking.
people are going to say, yeah, they signed this one guy. Yeah, okay. He was at Jack's Car Wash.
Camp arm.
The other day. All right?
He's a camp arm.
Don't
Exactly.
give me, yeah, they got a quarterback. Please.
No.
Don't give me that. They didn't. You have Tom Brady's, TB12, our own guy, Tim Boyle.
He looked good in the video that we showed a month ago.
His workout did look good.
Yeah, by itself.
Yeah, it did.
I've seen that before.
Our backups, you said it, Wyatt. Our backups can't win a game.
They can't win one game, not even one, and that's the stressor I have about this season. That to me changes everything. And I know Jared Goff has been relatively healthy up until the last 2 years. Last year he missed 3 games. The year before he missed a Week 16 game, which led to him not starting in a playoff game. So the last 2 years he has been injured, and I don't care if it's one game or not. If he gets hurt one game this season, the Lions aren't going to win that game. If he gets hurt 3 games and can't play 3 games, the Lions aren't going to win those 3 games because they did a poor job in the offseason, at least up until this point. Plenty of time before training camp starts in July to get somebody in the house. But their backup quarterback situation is not very good.
Rex Ryan said this. Rex Ryan loves Sexy Rex and X. So when you were talking about Dan Campbell, it kind of reminded me of Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan's the guy you want to have a beer with. Rex Ryan's just one of the guys. Now, his name is synonymous with greatness because of his father, Buddy Ryan, and his brother, Rob Ryan. But with that being said, Rex said this. He said the backup quarterback, you should always feel like your backup quarterback. He was talking to Woody Johnson about spending money on the backup quarterback. He said you should always think your backup quarterback is better than at least 6 of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL, and damn near number 33 for sure on the list of quarterbacks in the NFL. He said that's how you should feel about your backup quarterback. So if you don't feel like that, you got work to do in terms of picking up a backup quarterback.
Guys, we're going to take a break. Hour number 2 of the program. When we come back, we are going to stick with some Detroit Lions. Going to take a look, courtesy of our friend Easy, part of the Woodward Heavyweights you can listen to on Woodward Sports Network. We're going to show you a list of who the Lions are going to face at the quarterback position, and you tell me that you're going to disagree with my 10-win
I call this
status.
Easy Does It.
Easy does it. We'll have that for you next. But first,
Easy.
the message from SMA.
That is right. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health as well as addiction abuse or a substance abuse. Listen, we are now having these conversations talking about mental health, trying to destigmatize mental health as well as addiction abuse. You got to be in those conversations. Everybody struggles with that. 1 in 5 people have an addiction or they have someone they know that's struggling with mental health. You know these things. Go to thesportsma.com. They do a hell of a job telling you about these things, working through these things, and just educating you at the same time. Just want to be educated, just want to have a conversation. Go to thesportsma.com. Sean Jordan does a hell of a job, former NFL running back. Thank you.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports Network, hour number 2 of the program. Thank you so much for your time. We know you have a lot of options out there, and we certainly appreciate you spending some time with us. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We've got Sam Fisher, the fish man, in the house for Sam Flannel, who will be back on Wednesday. We've got our guy Fletch here, who is, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about Fletch. Fletch is our technical director over here. He has come in. Alex Mayer took a job at Local 4 WDIV. Fletch has come in, and he has been absolutely seamless, flawless, joy to work with.
Easy going.
Yeah. We cannot thank him enough. He is doing an incredible job for us. Fletch, shout out to you, my man.
Eddie whips me up an iced tea every day from Birmingham Roast.
Just a pleasure to be around, too. I mean, just an absolute pleasure to be around. So welcome to the team once again, Fletch. Batting 1,000 with us.
Thank you, guys.
And Alex, we miss you, buddy.
Absolutely. And we certainly wish Alex all the best in the world. No doubt about that.
I miss talking stuff about Michigan State, man. That was my guy. We could have our back and forth.
I'm sure he'll be on the YouTube chat for that.
Oh, yeah.
But for our purposes, we are used to a level of
banter,
of an expectation of, and we haven't missed a beat. So we have Fletch to thank for that. I wanted to stick with some Detroit Lions talk, guys, because as Maz calls this, Easy does it. And Easy tweeted this out. It was a great tweet, and it just kind of highlights for you who the Lions are going to face quarterback-wise throughout the season. Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, Drew Lock, Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Fields, Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson. Guys, hello.
Yeah.
You know who you didn't hear me say? And there are those guys mixed in. Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr, Josh Allen. Yeah. There are those guys because Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers are on there. But look at this. These are not world-beating quarterbacks here. You do have a shot at 10. There is a pathway to 10. That's what I'm going to start calling it. I am going to dub the Lions season the pathway to 10.
Fletch, put that list back up there.
That's 11 quarterbacks. That's 11 different weeks.
Are we ready to do this?
Let's go.
All right, week 1. He just beat the Lions 44-6 last year, and his team got better. So go ahead and scratch his name off the list. Mac Jones. You don't even have to worry about Mac Jones. Worry about who his head coach is, where you're playing, and the defense that you played against in Gillette Stadium. Who else we got on here? Minnesota, they're going to win the division anyway, so you can go ahead and take his name off the list. And don't act like Kirk Cousins hasn't been to the Pro Bowl, 7, 8 times?
He did gift us our first win, though.
He did. You're 100% right. He gifted us that win. So if you look at that, I understand what he's saying, but you got to look at the other side of the ball in a lot of those situations. I said 6. I'm sticking with 6. Also, here we go. Now I can look backwards. Yeah, I mean, Tua Tagovailoa, you saw what he did last year, 7 wins in a row. They added to Raheem Mostert. They added another running back, by the way.
They added Cheetah.
Dolphins
look good.
I wasn't even going that route. What was the backup running back they did? Anyway, they added Tyreek Hill. Then everybody makes fun of that throw. Listen, when you're doing routes on air, nobody's out there serious. Nobody's even warmed up yet.
Right.
Cheetah's out there jogging, which is still fast. You know, nobody's out there going
Chase
full
Edmonds,
speed.
Raheem Mostert, Sony Michel.
There we go, Raheem
Sony Michel. That's the late
They added
one.
Sony Michel.
Yeah.
They added Chase Edmonds. So you look at that team, amazing team, that what they did so far in the offseason. Not a lot of world beaters at quarterback, but you're not facing the quarterback solely. You're facing the defense. You're facing the players that they have. Don't forget about what Kirk Cousins got on the other side this year, too.
Let me ask you this. Leave that list up, Fletch.
Here comes some funny business.
Just simple yes or no. Braylon first, then Maz. Simple yes or no. Is Jared Goff better than Jalen Hurts?
Yes.
Quickly.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Braylon.
No.
Better than Carson Wentz.
I've seen Jalen Hurts throw for 300. Next week throw for 90. So I'm going.
But Jared. He runs for 90.
This is true.
No.
But I'm doing Jalen Hurts. I'm going yes. Yes, he's better.
Carson Wentz.
No way. I mean, I think Goff is better.
Yeah.
Nah.
Let me ask you this way, because there's a lot of pauses.
Who's on there better?
Who is better than Jalen? Who would you rather be the quarterback of the Detroit Lions other than Jared Goff?
Tua, Kirk, Jalen, and Mac.
Okay. Maz?
I would take I would take most of them, to be perfectly honest with you.
Really?
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
You sick bastard.
I would. I don't want Carson Wentz. I like
Sick.
Mac Jones. Drew Lock, the story's out on him. I don't know about him. Tua, I wanted him to draft.
I still
Justin Fields, I wanted them to draft him.
Yeah.
I mean, the poor kid. Look what he had to go through last year.
Yeah, 100%. And that's part of it. This is what you call a jaded perspective. Because when you're looking at this, though, who is he going against? So you look at the jaded perspective. Justin Fields, what Matt Nagy did to him.
Yeah, I can't crap
Zach
on that kid.
Wilson.
I can't crap on him.
That's what
He
I'm
had
saying. That's a jaded perspective. Even Daniel Jones, who I don't think is a good quarterback, and I'm still mad at New York Giants, who I don't have any affiliation to. How the hell do you draft this man out of Duke? Out of nowhere to be the leading charge of the New York Giants. But even with that, he hasn't had anybody. He's dealt with injuries. As soon as you get him, you trade Odell Beckham away. Saquon Barkley's hurt every year. So he hasn't even had anybody to play with. It's a jaded list.
Can I weigh in here?
Please do.
Here we go.
Please do.
I'm sorry. Jared Goff is a better quarterback in 11 weeks on the schedule.
Yeah.
Jared Goff is better than Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, Drew Lock, Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, Zach Wilson, and Daniel Jones.
Carson Wentz and Jared Goff are equal to me. The only difference is Carson Wentz was up for MVP at one
Jared
time.
Goff went to a Super Bowl.
So did Carson Wentz.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
He was 11-2 when he got hurt. He set the scene. If he doesn't go 11-2, Nick Foles isn't coming in there and winning the Super Bowl.
Maybe we don't know.
Okay.
Fine. I think either way.
I will agree.
Either way, our arguments are both fine because they're both hypothetical.
Very true.
I can't prove mine. You can't prove yours.
You're right.
So I really think that Jared Goff is the best quarterback on the field in 11 weeks of the Lions schedule.
Problem is it's not quarterback versus quarterback, and I understand quarterbacks are all the ones getting paid. But if you look at the other side of that ball for a lot of those teams, that's what you really realize you're going with. And not to mention that the Detroit Lions aren't necessarily fully there yet. But we will see because they've added a ton of pieces from last year.
Here's what you want to look at, guys. You don't want to look at Goff against these guys. You want to look at our defense against these guys.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So is our defense going to feast on these guys? Because Easy said these guys are going to cough up the ball a little bit. And that's what our defense is built for, the Lions defense.
Is our defense ready for Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith? Is our defense ready for Aaron Gibson, Terry McLaurin, and Jahan Dotson? Are they ready for that? Is our defense ready for they ready for them. Mac Jones. Is our defense ready for Mac Jones?
Who knows?
And what they do. Is our defense ready for Kirk Cousins? No. Is our defense?
We don't know. We'll see.
I mean, it's all hype.
We had the worst defense, and now we drafted basically a new defense. So we'll see what it looks like.
We drafted 2 players at the start this year, Kirby Joseph as well as Aiden Hutchinson.
Will you guys humor me?
We always do.
For a segment.
You said the Lions going to win 10 games. I've already humored you.
Okay, fine. Very good.
I'm messing with you.
Humor me for a segment.
Fine.
I'm going to take a break.
Okay.
In the next segment, I want you guys to give me a random week in the NFL. Last year. Okay. Random week in the NFL. I want to see how many times the better quarterback in any particular game won that game.
Do I have to? Do I look?
You could all pull it up. Give me a week, and we'll pull up that week.
Right.
Week what? Give me a week.
3.
Week 3 in the NFL. In the next segment, we're going to look through week 3 in the NFL.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games and see if the better quarterback in each game, how many times they won in week 3 of the NFL.
Okay. Bring it up.
I like it.
We'll do that next, but first a message from the Folding Warehouse.
Oh, man. In Hamtramck, Chris Hunt, the inventor of this great game. My 2 favorites, football and bowling. Get down there. Get your foal on. How do you play? 2 ways to play. $12 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation for 10 or 12 of your friends and family. That costs you $120, but you get it for 2 hours. Also, bring your own food in, have it delivered. Over 100 beers they offer, and the $2 mystery beer machine. Get your foal on. For more info, go to foldingwarehouse.com.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice. Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try our new strawberry bacon chicken wrap. Crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. The perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget to grab dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie for only $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
After you go to Big Boy and enjoy the Strawberry Fest, you know what you should start doing? Start working out. Because summer's coming and you want to be in shape. You want to look good. You already know the names of my muscle. You know One's Planet, One's Fitness. That's where you got to go. You got to go to get it in. $0 down. If you go sign up right now, I'm telling you, me to you, I'm talking one-on-one right now, $0 down if you sign up right now. And even with that, $10 a month after that.
Only $10.
$10, man. That is $10. 40 quarters. 40 quarters. Is that right? It's 40 quarters.
Something like that. Sure.
Sounds right to me. Your fitness is essential to you, but also your fitness is essential to Planet Fitness. Get on down right now. Sign up. Get fit. Get in shape. This is that time of year to do it. $10 a month. PlanetFitness.com.
All right, guys. Here is.
I'm gonna get somebody to go to Planet Fitness.
Okay, you're going. You got a lot of people to go to
Let's
Planet
do this.
Fitness. So it's my contention that Jared Goff will be the best quarterback on the field in 11 of the 17 games for the Detroit Lions this year. So the exercise is a very simple one. Pick a random week in the 2021 schedule. Braylon picked week 3. And I just want to go down the line to see how many times the best quarterback on the field actually won the game.
Is it gonna rain?
Yeah, I think it might.
Only reason I asked that
rain
question
on your
'cause
argument.
My window. Shut up. My windows are down.
Oh, that ain't good. All right,
Somebody keep me
Maz,
updated
you
on
want
the
to pull
weather.
it up? I got it right here, but we can. I can just go, or
Yes,
if you.
it's gonna rain.
Okay.
You might want to.
How long does it say?
Well, it says raining right now, honestly. So.
We'll make it work.
Oh, it's coming.
I mean, it's basically in the next, like, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes.
All right, you ready?
All right, yep.
Let's do
Here
it.
we go.
If it happens, it happens.
Thursday night football. Bengals.
This is more important.
Beat the Jags.
No,
And that was
no. Panthers, Texans.
Am I on the wrong one?
Yeah, week 3.
2021.
Yeah, Panthers, Texans is
Oh, I'm
week
on
3.
week 4. Son of a-
Oh, Maz.
All right.
So,
go ahead. Take
so
over.
you've got Sam Darnold versus Davis Mills. Who's the better quarterback?
All
Sam
right,
Darnold.
hold on.
Okay.
I'm there
And
now.
Sam Darnold won the game. So that's 1-0. Okay. In week 2, you've got Josh Allen versus Taylor Heineke, who won the game. Josh Allen, 2-0. And down the line here, the Cleveland Browns, Chicago Bears, Baker Mayfield versus Justin Fields. Baker Mayfield.
Correct.
3-0.
I think Andy Dalton played that game.
No, it was Justin Fields.
I know.
Okay, as we continue on, Lamar Jackson or Jared Goff, who's the better quarterback?
Lamar, but they won on a 66-yard
I
field
don't
goal.
care. Better quarterback won the game.
Okay.
4-0. In week, are continuing on here. Better quarterback. Oh, this is a tough one. Ryan Tannehill and Carson Wentz.
Tannehill's better.
Tannehill's better. 5-0.
No.
The Titans won that game.
Tannehill is not better than
Then
Carson
Wentz?
Wentz. Wentz has had his shortcomings. I'm telling you, getting injured and what happened to the Eagles and how they just dismissed him and how hard that city is, it messed him up. Ryan Tannehill was trash. The only reason why Ryan Tannehill made a Pro Bowl is because he got Derrick Henry running the ball.
Listen to me. I would never say that Carson Wentz is better than Ryan Tannehill, but I'm willing to call that one a draw if you want.
All right, I'll take the draw.
All right. So we'll go 4-0. Justin Herbert.
Wentz lost to the Jaguars last year. I'm taking
Okay,
Tannehill.
so 5-0.
I'm agree with you. I'm
All
agree
right,
with you.
5-0. Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes. I would say Patrick Mahomes is better.
I noticed you skipped that Saints and Patriots. I noticed you
Not there yet.
You're dancing around that
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, you're dancing around that.
And I would say Mahomes is better than Herbert. Mahomes lost the game, so that'd be 5-1. Saints Patriots. Mac Jones versus
Taysom Hill.
Jameis Winston. You guys might laugh.
I'm taking Jameson.
I'm taking Jameis.
No.
I'm taking Jameis.
I don't know that. Well,
I'm taking Jameis. 6-1.
Yeah, all right.
Who won the game?
Jameis.
Okay.
Falcons Giants. Okay, Daniel Jones for the Giants and Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
7-1. Matt Ryan. Atlanta won the game. As we continue on, I feel like we need some music for this, but that's okay. Don't mind me. Bengals and Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger and Joe Burrow.
Burrow. Because Roethlisberger was at the end of his career.
Burrow won the game.
Yeah.
8-1.
Cardinals, Jags.
Kyler Murray and Trevor Lawrence. I'd say Kyler Murray. 9-1.
Yeah.
Guys, are you seeing a theme here?
I'm seeing a theme. I'm also saying this is different than the NFL used to be. The NFL used to be a place of consistency, team by team, year by year. Quarterbacks were there for 12 years. Quarterbacks were there for 10 years. Now there's so much changeover year after year, whether it's coaches, whether it's players, people getting in and out, teams building up wide receivers for 4 years just to dismiss them, teams picking up new quarterbacks after 8-9 years. That's the carryover you see. You see how many bum quarterbacks you named in that situation, or how many quarterbacks or how many players shouldn't have been even starting in the first place?
Just going through the rest of them by the eyeball test.
Did you do Broncos Jets yet?
No, it's
a lose-lose.
Broncos Jets. Teddy Bridgewater versus Zach Wilson.
Well, you had to give it to Teddy at that moment.
Yeah, I agree. So I've got 12-3 after 15 games because I think that Brady is better than Stafford. He lost that game.
But the Rams won that game. That was a hell of a game.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I think Russell Wilson is a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins.
And Cowboys-Eagles on Monday night.
Vikings won that game, and I think Dak is better than Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
So I finished with 12-3.
Not bad.
In week 3, the team with the best quarterback in any particular game was 12-3. So
very nice.
I think the object of the exercise is to show you that it is important to have the better quarterback in any particular game. Now, whether that's Sam Darnold versus Davis Mills, or whether that's whoever,
Geno Smith and Kirk Cousins.
Exactly. I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah. No, that's right. You gotta have. I mean, to be honest, you gotta have a quarterback to win in this league, and it's preferable that you have the better quarterback on any given Sunday. So there is a lot to that. Now, when you look at Easy Does It, shout out to Easy Does It, and the heavyweights. It's a hell of a put together graphic, and you make a lot of valid points in that one. You gotta have the best quarterback to win that day. Unless your defense is that damn good.
Now, you may argue with me that you don't think that Jared Goff is better than any quarterback in the league. Now, I see a couple
he's better. No, he's better.
I see a couple of guys in the chat. Oh, what about the Malik Willis? Yeah, I still contend.
Well, wait, we don't know yet.
But
We'll
again, for long-term success for the Detroit Lions, I think it is incumbent upon this franchise to develop a quarterback on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to pay a lot of guys all at once, and I'm just not sure you can have a sustained winning culture with paying Jared Goff $40 million a year. That is what this is all based on.
Right.
And I'm not sure Jared Goff can compete. Who is the guy that said, Braylon or Maz, what we saw in the Buffalo-Kansas City game in the playoffs? Tom Pelissero.
That changed the whole outlook of quarterbacks.
Made everybody reevaluate their quarterback situation. And I'm just not sure Jared Goff can compete in a game like that. I'm not. Now, I don't know if Malik Willis can either, but I'd like to see.
Right, but
I'd like to try.
But look how long it took the Chiefs and Buffalo Bills to get to that game. Look how long it took the Chiefs. It started out with bringing Alex Smith to the Chiefs. Then it started with putting Patrick Mahomes next in line, and then Patrick Mahomes takes over. That built over time. With Buffalo, a little shorter, but even still, that's been a 5-year process. 6-year process in terms of what they did before they got Josh Allen. So it's a process. So
and we go back to the Rams Monday night game at Mexico City, which was in L.A. Against the Chiefs, and Jared Goff put up 40 some odd points in that game. So he does, but he did have a lot of good people around him. And so he does have the capability of doing that.
And I actually I've actually gone back since we've made that comment, and about in terms of everything being right for Jared Goff to have success like he did to get to the Super Bowl with the Rams. You say everything was right. You talked about Todd Gurley, Brandon Cooks. You talk about the players on that team. You talk about Aaron Donald and the defense. Everything was right. You know what? For everybody that has won for the most part at this level, everything has to be right or close to right. So I'm gonna take a step back with how one side I am with that conversation. Like, things do have to be right, but they got to be right for everybody to win. Jared Goff, on the other hand, I'm just thinking in the grand scheme of things, hey, you can get 2 playoff wins in the next 2-3 years, but is he going to win a Super Bowl? No.
And do you want to pay him $40 million?
No.
Or even $35 or $38 million.
Yeah.
Because he ain't making less than he's making now. 31 million.
Someone
3 years from now.
Someone else will take him and pay him.
Do you see how many people are desperate for quarterbacks?
Yeah.
You see that? It's quite remarkable.
Which is why. Go ahead, Ryan.
I want to make a truce with the chatters in the YouTube chat.
You mean the Malik Willis haters?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's where I'm going. Will you guys? I will make a pact with you, handshake deal on it. Will you guys apologize to me if Malik Willis becomes that guy in the NFL? Will you? If Malik Willis becomes who I think he's going to be in the NFL, will you at least have the gonads or be a man or a woman and apologize to me and say, you know what, Ryan, you were right all along, you got it right? Because conversely, if he craps the bed and he sucks and he's just a disaster, I too will tell you I was wrong about my sports opinion regarding Malik Willis.
Are you talking to me and Maz or people
No,
in
I'm
the
talking
comments?
to the people in the comments
because I was
section.
about to say, no, I don't stand down on what I said. I simply said Malik Willis has shown me enough to know that he shouldn't be the number 2 overall pick in the draft. Now, as he has a chance to be good, yeah, of course. But not at the number 2 pick. That was a big thing for me. I saw the film. I saw enough of that. Not at number 2, but I think he definitely has a chance.
And I guess my argument is if he becomes a playoff winning, Super Bowl winning quarterback, where does it matter where you take him? He's got the talent to do it, or he doesn't.
Who do we get in the third round? Kirby Joseph?
Yeah.
All right, let's go Kirby Joseph's career versus Malik Willis's career, and let's see what happens.
Because it's risk versus reward. Like, it's risk versus reward. Like, at the end of the day, there's a high up, the risk versus reward. The risk of taking Malik Willis, whose last year of college tape was very average at best, like the risk of doing that versus the reward of doing that. So I say the risk versus reward.
Josh Pascal, second round. Let's see.
Let's see
what happens.
We'll just take a look at it.
Let's see the last 3 picks that we get. If they're better than any of the quarterbacks that were
Carson
signed.
Strong.
Yeah,
Kirby,
let's see.
So far, Kirby Joseph, if we're going to go that if you're going to go that route, he has the one up after that backflip I saw.
Absolutely. Guys, I want to stick with some NFL next. Jarvis Landry has a landing spot, and will he have a new quarterback? Is an old one coming back? We'll talk about that next. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. It is no secret that new cars are hard to come by, but they are available at Les Stanford. You've got to make a plan, though. Allocation coming in for lease or purchase of new vehicles. Les Stanford also has over 350 pre-owned cars on their lot right now. All makes, all models, all years, some with less than 500 miles. For more, visit LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com. Find new roads.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
The weekend, the weather was so nice, I was able to keep in tune with everything while I was outside with oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, player updates, and also the best place to compare odds at all the different sports books. So make sure you download oddstrader.com today from the App Store. And for doing so, I'm going to give you a free winner today. Let's roll with the New York Yankees minus a 1.5 against the Baltimore Orioles, who the Tigers just swept on out of town. The Severino's won the last 5 starts against the Orioles, so I don't see any reason why that shouldn't continue. Oddstrader.com, Woodward bets. Check it out.
Alrighty, it's time to talk about Alta. Our friends at Alta Equipment, they know when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. With the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan, there is nothing your project can throw at you that Alta can't handle. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
Woodward Sports Network, thanks so much for being along with us. We actually lost Braylon for a couple of minutes. I see him right now, and no matter what angle you take. So Braylon, it's starting to rain over here in Birmingham. He left his windows open. And Braylon just kind of sprinted to go close his windows. He's already on his way back. That is a sinking feeling. Your mic is on now, Maz. I can hear it. Yeah.
It is on?
Yeah, you're
It's
good.
dying, though. I need a battery
Oh,
change.
it's not. You need a battery
I need
change.
a pit stop.
I'm sure somebody in the back or our very own Sam Fisher,
Sam Fisher, you
can
ready?
get that for you.
We'll keep talking until it dies. Mike.
Absolutely, no doubt
We're
about
getting
it.
cream still. You and me are still getting cream.
I'm fine with it because there's the thing that exhausts me about this, and I kind of just did it with Braylon. I can't be right, and neither can you, about Malik Willis. Like it's not getting solved today.
Listen, forget Malik Willis. Any quarterback. Can you take any quarterback in this draft at some point? That's all I said. All right? I wanted Malik Willis. Okay, I gave up hope on that. We weren't going to get him. But could you have at least taken a flyer on a quarterback? No. I get someone that says, Maz, you don't take a flyer on a quarterback if you already have a quarterback. What do you watch? What are you watching? Of course you take a flyer. You're listening to the best general managers and the best voices of the NFL will always tell you, continue to draft a quarterback. What are you doing? You have a quarterback. What does that mean?
I don't know, but I'm trying to give Braylon a little time here to catch his breath as I'm running across Woodward.
You can see me out there, man. I looked okay. I still got form.
Oh, yeah, man. You got it,
That's
baby.
how you fool people. You just quick jog and you stop.
All right. You make it okay?
I'm good. No raindrops were smooth.
Oh, man, that's good. Guys, Jarvis Landry going back home. He signs a deal with the Saints. Remember, he played at LSU, played with Odell Beckham at LSU.
Who's also looking for a job.
Absolutely, no doubt. And Jameis Winston is still, I think, the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints.
They paid him.
Eating that W because, as only Jameis can do, he's eating that W. He's going to be eating a lot of W's throughout this season. That's my guy. And
that's us, but I feel you.
We did this topic, or I think we talked about this topic, but who are you a fan of that you have no affiliation to whatsoever? You just love the guy. For me, it's Jameis Winston. Yeah. I have no affiliation to Jameis Winston. Don't care about Florida State. Don't care about Tampa. Don't care about New Orleans. I just love Jameis Winston. You
don't like the Seminole chop?
I don't.
Didn't they ban that? Didn't they try?
It's not an official. I don't
right.
think.
They still do it. The fans still do it.
It's like Atlanta. Yeah, the Atlanta
trying
Braves.
to ban it, but you can't tell people what to do.
You can't ban fun.
I lived in Lithonia in Georgia. I will forever.
That's it. You're always chopping.
So, interesting regarding Drew Brees. Drew Brees was very bad, I feel like, at broadcasting. Very bad. They had him being an analyst in the booth for the games, and then he was bad at that, so they put him in the studio. He was a little better than that, but still not very good. So he is out now at NBC. What he's going to do next is up for debate.
Spent 1 year and got trashed.
Exactly.
Even with the Notre Dame, he's done with that as well.
Yeah, it's done. How hard is it when you're great at something? How hard is it to try something else and not be as great at that? That's got to be, a little bit of a mind bleep because you're so used to being great at what you do. You're so used to being the best at what you do until you're not.
Yeah, I don't ever say I was great at anything, man. But I know I thought I was pretty damn good at football, and I know that I wouldn't try to do certain things because I was nervous. Because I'm saying, like acting. Remember we showed that random clip me acting. I didn't want to full on go into acting because I didn't want to be not good at acting. Right. I didn't want anybody to tell me you suck. I didn't want anybody to tell me you stink.
Right. There's
other things in which I could, I've had the opportunity to try or invited to try, and I just didn't want to do it because I just was scared that I wouldn't be good. I was scared that I would falter. So, I definitely can understand that, man, from Drew Brees. Like, he wasn't good. Just because you know a thing, just because and not even necessarily just because you're great at something, can't mean you can't do anything else. Just because you're great at a sport doesn't mean you're going to be good at talking about said sport. It doesn't mean
it's no different from being a coach either.
Yeah.
Like being a great player doesn't mean you're going to be a great coach or great general manager. I do want to read this. Legendary NFL quarterback Drew Brees will not return to NBC after just one season as a studio and game analyst, according to sources. The decision seems mutual as Brees preferred doing games over the Football Night in America studio show, and NBC didn't have any NFL games to offer him. NBC soured on Brees' potential after originally believing he could develop into the heir apparent to Chris Collinsworth on Sunday Night football games.
So then he had a response to that, and so Fletcher put that one up on Drew Brees, what he had to say about this.
Despite speculation from media about my future this fall, I'm currently undecided. I may work for NBC. I may play football again. I may focus on business and philanthropy. I may train for a pickleball tour, senior golf tour, coach my kids, or all of the above. I'll let you know. He seems like a total dick.
I think maybe he's just embarrassed.
I knew Drew in person. He's definitely not a dick, man. He's a really good guy, nice guy, man. Purdue guy. Purdue's. I've never met a bad person from Purdue or any Indiana school, except Bob Knight. But he's an amazing person. I think his feelings got hurt.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's embarrassed.
They have
embarrassed.
They have a term for this. It's called he's in his feelings.
Salty?
Yeah.
Like he's in his feelings 100%. Because like you said. He's in a conversation, not to me, but to other people, as the greatest quarterback of all time. To be in that position, and who's the number one analyst usually in terms of former players? It's quarterback.
Yeah.
And all quarterbacks, it takes some time, or sometimes they're just great right away. Tony Romo. But they usually get into it to where they're good. Never got into that rhythm, and never could you see that he was going to get into that rhythm anytime soon. So he's in his feelings. It's just because you're great at quarterback. You can't necessarily relate the game, talk to the game, be on point, be quick with certain things when you're doing conversation, when you're doing the analyst.
Kind of how I feel about Tom Brady a little bit.
Hey.
I'm not sold that he's going to be.
I was just going to bring him up. What happens if Tom Brady's not very good? Because we already have one quarterback the analyst gets going, and that's 1 year.
I'll tell you what they're going to do. They just signed Sean Payton today to be a studio analyst. They weren't going to let him go to Amazon or anywhere else. He is on Fox. But going back to Drew Brees, when you tell someone they're not good at something, and they know they are, or they at least feel their worth, he was embarrassed. He was put out. Well, you know, when you hurt people's feelings, man, you know, you cut into their pay and all of that kind of stuff. It comes back at you. That sticks with you. It's a stain.
Yeah. I mean, be lucky that was all you got out of a tweet. Like, be lucky that he had class to go about sarcasm in that way, because if he was a different type of person, you could have got a different type of tweet. But what I was going to say to you, Fish in the studio, no disrespect to Drew Brees, because he's pretty damn good at everything he does in life. Tom Brady's great at everything. He won't fail at anything.
Maybe Drew Brees wanted to look at that Saints wide receivers. How about putting that one up there, Fletch?
It is something to behold.
Take a look at these guys that are going to work for the Saints.
That ain't bad.
Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, just some of the guys. Rob J. wrote on Twitter, Jason Witten found that out as well.
Yes.
You know, he was Monday Night Football.
He went back to football.
And I'm not going to sit here and say that Drew Brees is coming back. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you with 100% certainty that he's not.
Yeah.
What team's he going to play on?
New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
Because not to cut around off, just to answer your question, you don't have to pay Drew Brees that much. Like, if Drew comes back, Drew ain't coming back for no cash. He's coming back because he wasn't good. He wants people to get that sour taste out of his mouth, kind of like Jason Witten. Yeah. Get that sour taste out of your mouth. Oh, by the way, while I was gone, you guys made some moves around here.
Yeah. But Sean Payton ain't there anymore.
No, I understand, but again, I think Tom Brady has had
an effect
on Drew Brees. You know, when Brady beat Brees 2 years ago in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know,
and their kids came out after the game, and they're throwing passes to Tom Brady's throwing passes to Drew Brees' kids.
Not to mention when they're locked, they were locked like this in terms of whenever we were talking about Tom Brady. You were talking about Drew Brees. Whenever you're talking about Drew Brees, especially talking about Drew Brees, you were talking about Tom Brady for the better part of what, 5 years? Like 5 years in a row, it was Brady and Brees, excuse me. And now all of a sudden, that guy stays another year and then retires and then comes back after retiring. Don't you think for 1 second, Drew Brees saw that and was like,
Or what if somebody gets hurt? You know, week 5, week 6, week 10.
10's too late.
Is it 10's too late?
10's too late. You got 17 games. It will have to be by 5.
Yeah.
No later than 5.
Do you think the Carolina Panthers would like to have Drew Brees? I mean,
but they're not ready
there
to win. I mean,
right.
I think Drew Brees he's not coming back to play. He's coming back to win a championship.
Okay, how about Washington?
No, it's only going to be with the Saints. Like for me, I think it will only be with the Saints because there is something there. Their defense has been a championship defense even since he's been gone. They're still a really good defense.
They're very improved.
And they're improved. And that offense, like you said, you add Chris Olave in the rookie draft. You add Juice Landry. And they're still not necessarily done because, once again, like I told you guys after the draft, it's only May. You still have all the way to September.
And they're the only team that doesn't use the salary cap. So they can do whatever the hell they want.
They don't even know what that means.
They can do whatever the hell they want.
I want to continue with some NFL talk, guys. I'm going to have you pick 2 receivers you could add to your team for 1 year. It's a great list, and maybe you can go off the list as well if you so choose. We'll do that next. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It is no secret that we broadcast our show and our network right here at the headquarters of Lady Jane's in Birmingham, Michigan. Definitely awesome to get off the air or before we get on the air and get our hair looking great by one of the talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. All you got to do, walk in, sign in, sit down, and before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Ooh-wee! Ooh-wee! Over 100 locations nationwide, many of them here in the Metro Detroit area. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. Begin your handicap journey today at oddstrader.com. They have play-by-play live updates, live scores, bet tracking. Download the Odds Trader app from the App Store today for the best prices on every game and sign-up offers from multiple sports books in the world. Visit oddstrader.com. Player statistics and key game stats all available at oddstrader.com. Use BetTracker to record all of your game and betting activity with oddstrader.com. That is oddstrader.com.
Good job there, Fish. We love having you back for a couple of days. How's that morning show going for you?
It's going good.
Adam cussing at you at all?
Oh, he's always cussing at me.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, that's like saying hello. That's normal.
You know, I can tell Maz misses you because when you were
angry?
because when you were on the show, what was Maz always saying? Shut up, Fish.
He still said that.
I haven't heard it once. I haven't heard it once. Very true. That's how you know he misses you. He don't want to hurt your feelings while you're here in this limited space.
Guys, I saw this tweet, and I absolutely loved it because I think the wide receiver position is
the position.
After quarterback, the most important position on the field.
Quarterbacks can't throw it to themselves.
In today's NFL, and really because the defensive backs can't put their hands on these guys anymore. When you played Braylon, you were getting jammed at the line. You were getting hit all over the place.
I wasn't getting jammed.
Whatever.
But there was some physicality. My routes were getting impeded.
Yes. Now it's a penalty if the defensive guy touches the offensive guy. So throw up this list. You could pick any 2 wide receivers off this list to have on your team for 1 year. Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown. This is not even up for debate.
That's not. Yeah, I agree with you.
I got 2 as well.
I got 2.
Mine's are literally, they've played together before.
Who?
And they're standing right next to each other. They're on top and bottom. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
Oh, really?
Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, 100%. 1,000%.
That's a lot of speed.
And, well, Justin Jefferson's bigger than people give him credit for. Like, you can't check him. Like, 3,100 yards last 2 years. His first 2 years, Jamar Chase, what he did last year, even though they're similar, different type of receivers, which means you can't just check both. If they're the same type of receiver, you can prepare for one and basically prepare for both. They're two different individuals, man. Two different type of individuals. Justin Jefferson stretches the field. I think he's it's hard to describe, man, but I would take those two. Jamar Chase is elite at everything that he does. Justin Jefferson close.
Matt,
you want me to go?
Yes.
Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf.
Wow.
Those are my guys. The big man, small man. You can't cover them both. Impossible.
DK Metcalf, this is my issue with DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf doesn't lock in for 60 minutes.
Yep, takes plays
he
off.
He does not lock in for 60 minutes. And if I'm looking at an elite list, so if you're just talking about all wide receivers and you're like, I take DK Metcalf, I'm saying,
totally agree with you,
you can mix
Braylon.
him in there. But if you're giving me an elite list, on this elite list, I can't take him. I wouldn't even put him on the elite list, to be honest.
Okay.
But he's not a 60-minute lock-in guy. Like
Gotcha.
the first guy you named, Cooper Kupp, I wouldn't put him in mind, but he is amazing. Locks in for 60 minutes, knows the offense better than Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
And can run routes better than Odell Beckham. So it's,
I don't know what it is. I just love DK.
Yeah, I love him too.
He's a physical human specimen.
That's my kind of guy.
When you saw
right
him when you saw him run down Buda Baker, you fell in love.
Yeah, I just dig him. I just like his personality.
I agree.
I like everything about him.
He's free.
And Cooper Kupp, he's the MVP.
For me, I think this one is easy, and it's
Tyreek Hill and who?
Nope, it's Cooper Kupp and Jamar Chase. I just don't think you can argue with 191 targets and 145 catches. That is video game stuff.
Yeah.
Each and every week, the opponents are trying to stop this guy. And we watch those. I watch the Rams, hell, almost as much as I watch the Lions this year, because they were our team here in Detroit that they were on every week or playing a national game. He wasn't just, the guy is wide open.
Yeah.
I don't know. You would be able to tell me way more about that than I can even have an opinion on. But how Cooper Kupp gets as open as he gets, I'll never understand it.
It's three things to it. And the first thing that you want to do is you don't want to negate or you don't want to detract away from his greatness by talking about the other two. So the first thing I will say is he is freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cooper Kupp, there was a big thing. We talked about it earlier. It's like, he's a white receiver, and if he was black, he'd be the average. Nah, don't do the Larry Bird thing here. I said, this mofo comes to play day after day after day,
always open.
Sunday after Sunday. So, yes, you got to give him credit first. So that's one. Second thing, Sean McVay. Sean McVay in that offense. You see Kevin O'Connell this year. He's now the coach of Minnesota Vikings. That offense has been lightning in the last couple of years. They understand how to get receivers the ball. Robert Woods had a lot of success in the offense. Brandon Cook had a lot of success in that offense. They understand, and now they, like day after day, week after week, they're playing different teams, different secondaries. They know that people are targeting in on Mr. Triple Crown. Mr. Triple Crown, they're targeting in on him. They move him so much. He's in the slot. He's on the outside. He's in the backfield. They know the DBs. They know the secondary. So you got to give Kevin O'Connell last year as well as Sean McVay credit for what they did offensively. And third, you got to go back and give Cooper some more credit because he is damn good.
Just call him, I'll use this. I'll steal it. Call him 7-Eleven because he's always open.
Seriously, 191 targets, 145 yards, damn near 2,000 yards receiving. It is just incredible. I don't know. I haven't seen numbers like that ever.
I think also, unless you're in his division, like if you're in division, that means you're playing against him twice a year. That means you scout him all year long. You see him twice a year. I think a lot of people just, like when they play him, talking about from the secondary's point of view, talking about from the defensive coordinator's point of view, I think they took it for granted, or maybe not took it for granted, but they just underestimated. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. They underestimated how good he was. It was like, he's out there catching passes, but he ain't really that good. He's nobody. He's not like that. And then you play against him, and you realize he is that good. The second part of that is now that you play him and know that he's that good, now you're off. Now you're nervous, and now there's so much zone play in the NFL, a lot less man-to-man. It's open spots. All you have to do as an offensive coordinator is find the spots, find the zone, know where that zone is going to be in each team. That's the third one. I knew I forgot one. Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford knows where to put the ball for Cooper Kupp, and they have this in sync capability, man. I don't think anybody in the league has that in sync that they have. Now, there's great, like Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, they've been the best. I get that. But I'm talking about that synchronicity that they had. I don't think anybody has that.
Guys, we're going to do Maz's videos of the day next. He's got some good ones, too. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
That's right. Chili Peppers Tanning celebrating 20 years of sunshine. Join Big D Energy, D-Mac, and Neil Rule May 20th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Troy location, John R. Road, and the 20th anniversary, the grand prize contest to win $20,000. Get your tan on at any of their 26 locations all month. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals. Check them out at chilipepperstanning.com.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey, Big Boy time. Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. Better than ever. They brought back some of your favorite classic breakfast items. The strawberry French toast, the hot cakes, the waffles. If you're not feeling breakfast, how about some lunch and dinner? The strawberry bacon chicken wrap, the crispy chicken wrap, and the nacho wrap. How about the strawberry salad? Perfect recipe for the spring season, springtime, and, well, into the summer right now. Don't forget to grab a dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie. Only costs you $1.99 with any purchase of $7.99 or more at a participating Big Boy.
Man, that look good.
Absolutely look good. Gang, it is the time of the day we like to play
Maz's
videos of the day.
And now it's time for Maz's videos of the day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, here we go, folks. We talked about Juice Landry just a couple of minutes ago. The minute he signed with the Saints, and of course he's going back home, played at LSU, and he played with the Honey Badger back then as well. He put out his own hype video.
Biggest, fastest, strongest.
One of the greatest catches I think I've ever seen.
Who that?
Music down. Shut it off.
Who that?
Take it off.
You've been waiting
Music
for.
down.
Take it off the screen. We don't want to get pulled down.
I thought we could play it without the music.
Good
there
job,
we go.
Maz.
There you go. Hey, I thought we could play it without the music.
That's good.
All right,
And
so
we
we
did.
caught it. We caught it.
Yeah, we caught it.
Thank God. But look at Juice, man. Tell me a little bit about him there, Bray.
I love what he's doing. So I'll tell you a little bit about him, and then I'll talk about the video. Like, one thing about Juice, man, he's not the fastest, but he comes to play. He never drops a pass. You're talking about a guy that catches everything. He runs all the routes. He's a team guy. He's tricky fast. Like, he's not fast. He's not a guy that's going to line up and run a 4.33. He's going to guy that runs a 4.6, 4.55. But he's like Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice ran 4.6 at the combine, but you know what? Every play, he's at 4.58. Every play he's at 4.58. That's what you see out of Juice Landry. But I like the highlight tape because you see what he did there. It wasn't just him. He took you on his journey, but he also showed when the Saints were at their prowess. What he showed you in those videos, those clips, that was the year that the Saints won the Super Bowl. So he's trying to show you a message right there. Also, I saw Drew Brees in that video. I'm just saying, Drew was in the video. Drew was in the video.
Hey, man, let's keep it. We talked about the rookie camp earlier. We showed you all the Lions. How about a guy that they passed up on that Braylon wanted? Check out Kayvon Thibodeau as a New York Football Giant.
All right, no sound on this one.
He don't love ball. He's a floater.
Okay. He's got little legs. I will say that. I'm looking at his legs.
He got his number, though.
Legs look a little.
Yep, he got that 5.
And he paid $504
from Graham Gano.
Look at that.
That's great.
Point, getting into the offense. What they're doing right now is just setting the defense, working on what they do. It's called a walkthrough, ladies and gentlemen.
Just wanted to give you a little taste of Kayvon Thibodeau.
We got guys here that love ball. We got guys here that love ball.
I love how that's what we show for Kayvon Thibodeau. It makes him look weak, man. Come on, man. I can't wait to see
that's his first day, man.
Tiny legs.
I can't wait till the season starts because the Giants and the Lions play each other. Who's going to have the better game?
Penei Sewell?
No, I'm talking about between the two defensive guys.
Jameson Williams.
Aiden or Kayvon. Who has the better game?
Oh, Aiden for sure, because our offensive line is stacked.
Yeah, that is true.
10-win team.
Hey man, do you ever? I know everybody's been through this. You go to a little kids game, a little league game. You go to a softball game, and the parents are just a bunch of whining.
Did you see my T-ball picture?
Whining a-holes. Anyway,
I love
this umpire, who was a teenager, I think,
be an opener.
maybe 20-something years old, he gives it back to these parents. Check this out.
It's time they learn.
We already heard you. I'm going to forfeit the team. We're done. Shut up. We're done. The game's over. Okay. Oh, boy, huh? Feel better? I feel fine. You feel okay? You feel okay? The game for your kid. For what? Yeah, exactly. Because you want to argue balls and strikes in a little league game?
Watch this guy walk off and flip his hat.
And this guy's a firefighter who protects your neighborhood.
You hear that woman in the background?
Yeah, I mean, seriously,
shut up.
When you
know
go
what her name is, right? Everybody knows.
Karen?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Karen.
Shut up.
Karen, though. What did Karen
up.
ever do to deserve having that name?
Running her mouth.
That's sad.
You know, like
Running
if your
her
name
mouth.
was Karen,
I know.
Like I know a Karen, like a real.
And they're disappointed.
Everybody knows a
name.
Karen, I think.
Oh man, that's an unfortunate nickname.
Becky was taken.
If you go to a little league game and there is no umpire, videos are like this are why.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want all of you parents or anybody watching this right now, if your kid does not have an umpire or there's not two umpires, that is customary.
There'll be an umpire.
Not always.
Someone's gonna come out.
Well,
Someone.
Yeah, probably the guy that's
I don't know
talking.
where
Probably the guy
you're
that's running
going,
his
Fish.
mouth. Probably the guy's popping his mouth, man. Like it's a tough job. You get these basketball games, these refs like that are doing these middle school games, AAU games, or little league games.
games.
That's because parents think it's the NBA.
The
They think it's the
MHSBA.
NFL. They think it's the MLB. Parents are costing.
Hey, my kid played all weekend this weekend at Canton. Lakeview High School was one of the high schools. It was a great tournament. The parents were awesome. I didn't hear one yell at the umpire. And there's 4 diamonds there. They did a great job.
That's great.
Congratulations, Lakeview parents and the rest of the high school parents
Very
out
good.
there.
St.
Go
Clair
Huskies.
Shores, baby.
Yep, St. Clair Shores repping, by the way.
Love it.
Here's another Karen, by the way. I hate to use it again. But
Yeah, don't say it.
here's a woman driving up to get her food from a fast food restaurant. Look what this idiot does.
Did she get out of the car to drive through?
She does.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
She forgot something.
Oh.
She gets out of the car to yell at the poor drive-in person.
no.
Oh, the
and
door's
her car
locked.
is rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, the door's locked.
And say goodbye to the car.
Oh,
It's
my
going
God.
over the embankment.
Where the hell did the
And
car
it's hitting
go?
a tree.
Well,
She got what she
there's an
deserved.
embankment down there.
Isn't that something?
She
Thank,
got-
thank God it
there's a
didn't
ditch
cause an
down there.
accident.
I know it. This poor guy behind him is just trying to get his cheeseburger.
I'm saying.
All right, I got another one. This is a Braylon one sent to me. Tennis is a phenomenal sport,
Oh,
and I
French
know,
Open next week.
and I
All I'm
know
saying.
my man Fish loves tennis.
French Open starts Sunday.
You said
There you
you
go.
guys are happy with the Tigers bullpen and their starters.
no.
I beg to differ. After
we
see
have
this
a,
video.
we have a
We
new
beg.
reliever. Check this out.
Oh, I think I saw this. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! You can't.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can't
Bray.
go on
This
one.
guy is
Look at
serving
this.
129
Look at this.
miles an hour, and they cannot hit it.
What?
Look at this.
Yeah.
This is crazy when you think about people can't basically just get the ball over the plate no matter how slow they throw
Yeah.
it. This guy's doing it at 129 with a tennis racket, and he didn't just throw speed. Hit speed. He also
he
hit
did
sliders too. Man, that's nuts.
change-ups.
Yeah,
Can
that
you
was
imagine
nuts.
trying to hit that back as a
First
tennis
of all,
player?
I wouldn't
Never mind
stood
a
up there.
baseball player.
No, I can't imagine it.
Those guys are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Here's one more for you. How to make a bowling ball. Do you guys ever see how a bowling ball
No.
is made? Braylon, this is how you make a bowling
All I do
ball.
is throw strikes.
Here it is. This could be your ball.
Wow.
Look at this.
Are you serious?
Yes, watch.
What's that from?
I have no idea. Resin. I do not know.
You don't know where
Is
you got
it
the
ebonite?
video
Look
from?
at it. Look at that. No,
Man,
he's asking
how many
what-
fingers do you think this
He's
dude's
asking
taking
what the
off?
rock is. I don't know what that rock
Probably
is.
zero.
But just look at that thing. It's like a big piece of rock,
Wow.
and then they weld it and mold
that
it
does
into a
make-
bowling ball.
Yeah.
Look
Oh
at
God, that guy's got no fingers.
Isn't that beautiful?
That is gorgeous.
That's gorgeous.
You know, you're not wrong. I don't see any fingers there.
I'm telling you, he's got none.
Overall, bowling balls can be made of 3 different types of cover stock materials: what is this? Polyester, urethane, and resin.
There you go.
Reactive.
There you go. That was probably reactive resin.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan, please.
Why don't you like bullying?
I love it.
Ryan's just had it.
I love it.
Are you gassed already?
I'm gassed. It's Monday.
I get to go pick up my golf clubs. I'm excited.
Ooh, getting some new golf clubs.
Different. I went and got fitted for them a while ago. Shout out to Mizuno. Shout out to my boy
Very good.
I got to go to Eagle Crest Golf Course, which is in Ypsilanti proper.
Very good.
Like today?
Like as soon as you say that's the show.
Hey, you know what tomorrow is, right?
No.
Tomorrow is the NBA draft lottery.
Yeah.
Do you know who the Pistons are sending to represent them?
Yes.
Rip City.
Rip City.
Rip Hamilton. What they should do is send Ben Wallace. I love Rip.
I would've went back to
but
back.
they should
Yeah.
send Ben again.
I think Ben said, no.
He must.
I'm
Cleveland
going
did that.
out a winner.
Ass flip wouldn't happen.
Cleveland did that. You're funny. Cleveland did that. They had somebody.
Dan Gilbert's son.
And they went 2 years in a row.
Dan Gilbert's son.
Yeah, and he got them both times.
Yep.
But that really was called a
Good
severance
job out of
package.
you guys today.
Thanks,
Fish,
guys.
Fletch, good job. Bray, get us out of here today. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Great show, man. Great energy.
Hit that
Great
like
to
button.
be back. Feels good. Springtime is here. Join us, man. Tell a friend about us. We are the network that is Woodward Sports, and we are the show that is the bottom line. For my man Fish, who I have missed, Fletch in the booth, Maz on the couch, my boy Ryan Ermanni over there. I am Braylon Edwards, and this is, it always will be, the bottom line.
Malik Willis.
You